It's absolutely stunning. One of the most beautiful islands in the Philippines. There's a lot of screaming coming from somewhere. What a place. The next part of my Philippines journey has brought me to Boracay. It has left me with the question, is this paradise? I hopped onto a plane from Manila to get to Boracay, and as I was approaching, I could already see how beautiful this trip was going to be. Good morning from one of the most beautiful islands in the Philippines, Boracay. So I'm going to be here for the next 3 or 4 days or so, and it's quite a change from Manila, where it was a very busy city, rainy, stormy, and now it's just the most beautiful weather. And I'm on White Beach because, as you can imagine, it's got very white, beautiful sand. So whilst I'm here, I'm going to be exploring the island and definitely go in the sea. When I was in Coron, the coral wasn't that great, which I think is sort of a sign of problems in this modern era. But I've heard it's a bit more healthy here in Boracay, so I'm going to be getting a boat and going out, have a little explore and see how fresh everything is here in Boracay. Already this beach and the surrounding areas are just absolutely beautiful. It just feels like paradise. This is the place where I've been so far where I've thought, yeah, this is paradise. It's just unbelievable. And it's one of those moments you feel very lucky to be in these areas. And as always, I want to try as much of the local food I can. So far, the Filipino food's been unbelievable. It's also a bit of a break from a lot of my recent trips where I've been walking around extremely busy cities or countries. Whereas now I can just have a little bit of relaxing time in white sands and just swim around in the ocean. I like the change of pace. I could get used to this one a lot more than the absolute carnage of some of the main cities of the world. But I also want to show that this place is more than just a beach. You know, there's so much more to see. It's quite a big island. So to get here, you have to fly from the main airport in Manila and you fly to a place called Caticlan, which is a big island off Boracay. And then once you get to Caticlan, you have to get a boat that comes over here. It can take a bit of time, but you can see around me, it's just beautiful. So it's worth the journey if you can do it. The weather's so nice, even though in the Philippines, it's the wet season. You can see at the moment, it's just stunning. Definitely doesn't feel like a wet season, which I think hits places like Manila a bit more, and maybe here and some of the other islands, it hits earlier on in the year, around July, August, might get a little bit worse. It's already so clean. There's no food and drink allowed on this beach, which is a good thing. Some people might want to be able to have a few cans or a big amount of food on the beach, but it's a good thing because you can't leave it out and there's no rubbish or anything. It's just pristine. And this is just a little morning walk for me. You know, nice sleep, freshly arrived. No, geez, look at the place. After the unbelievable walk, I was ready for a good breakfast to set me up for the day. Start my morning, I've got an arroz caldo, which I know it has lugaw, which is basically like a Filipino rice porridge, but it's not a breakfast thing really. It is actual rice with some spices, and it's got chicken and a whole soft-boiled egg. It's really hard, but it's delicious. It's such a nice meal. And even though it is rice, it's not as heavy as you'd probably think it's going to be. So right now for me, this is breakfast because it put me on for a good few hours at least. Yeah, it's delicious. I love it. Now I was full, I was ready to start my day. So I got myself a boat and headed out to explore the waters of Boracay. Looking around at the stunning green scenery and crystal clear waters never gets old. All I could do was sit back, enjoy the sun, and relax. After noticing a little beach, we stopped off for a little look around, and after seeing how amazing the water was, I couldn't resist and headed in as soon as I could. It always baffles me how seawater can be so warm. It was like walking into a bath. It wasn't long before I was back at sea, and I wanted to see what the coral was like in Boracay, so it gave me a chance to have an explore of this underwater home. As we were back at sea, I noticed a wooden structure built on the side of the cliffs and realised it was a place to cliff dive. Just for a short stop off, I had to give it a go. There are 3 separate boards to jump from, so of course I had to go for the biggest, which was apparently 10 metres, but that seems to be slightly exaggerated. When I was back on the boat, I saw the Crocodile Island, named because of its lifelike shape. When I was in Coron, I had the opportunity to swim in the coral reefs and also dive for a World War II skeleton shipwreck, which was an unforgettable experience, and it made me want to return to the seafloor once again. So I headed to a little floating barge in the middle of the ocean to do just that. After spending so much time in the water, I headed back. A very unique thing about Boracay are their e-tuk-tuks. These electric, almost futuristic vehicles are all over this island, so I got one to head to a little town centre. I came here to the D Mall, which is full of restaurants, shops and games. But after all of the energy I used across the day, there was only one thing I had in my mind, and that was to have the classic Filipino dessert of halo-halo. This literally means mixed, because it's full of all sorts of different sweet treats, like evaporated milk, ube ice cream, sweetened ube, sweetened beans, coconut, and a lot more. It's not like a regular ice cream sundae, but it is still delicious. The next day, I planned to have a day on land, but it didn't start on plan. So I had a little bit of a problem this morning. I was meant to be doing an ATV ride, all arranged through a company here in the Philippines, but as soon as I got to the dock area where you get picked up, found out that the poster that was used online was just completely false. It was only given to be a 20-minute ride rather than an hour, and it was just something to mix up the time here really, rather than everything being in the water. So after that minor setback, I just went for a walk. Initially I was going to walk to a new beach, but this changed quickly as I wanted to do something a little different. Little change of plan. Instead of going straight to the beach again, I decided I wanted to explore the inland part of the island, because there's so much to see other than just beaches and the water, even though that bit is obviously amazing. So I'm heading up a long road now towards Mount Luho, which is the biggest mountain in Boracay, even though it's still not very big. I think it's only just over 350 feet high, so it's not too difficult, but it's the middle of the day now, so the heat is quite strong, and I'm wearing a woolen t-shirt, which might not be sensible. I think as you get higher towards the top, it's a bit more residential now. There's not as many hotels or people around, really quiet, which might be because it's the middle of the day, so there's less people outside, more animal sounds, more animals around here. It's getting more and more rural as you're getting towards the top. There's no buildings anymore, no more houses, just a long road of trees and plants. This is what I like. So if you ever get the chance to come to the Philippines or to Boracay, they're all amazing, they're all so nice. It's just some of the most beautiful places on earth in my opinion. I love it. So I'm hoping and thinking I'm going the right way. There's now a lot of steps that come off the main road. So I'm either heading in the right direction or I'm heading into somebody's house. Ooh, chickens. So it's the right way, onto a winner. And now there's some Disney characters. Okay. I've made it to the top. A little bit tired now. I'm pretty hot. But as always, the view is worth the effort. There's a lot of screaming coming from somewhere. So if you come to Boracay, it's definitely worth the trip. It's not difficult, maybe 30 minutes walk, and the view is 100% worth it. There was a part of Boracay which can be overlooked, so I got back in a tuk-tuk and headed to the mangroves of Boracay. This little nursery area of mangroves can be walked around in 10 minutes or so, but it's nice being somewhere which is trying to preserve the beauty of this incredible island. Walking along the beautiful white beach, and I've got a pineapple rum fruit juice, which is also amazing. Nothing better than having an alcoholic drink, walking along the beach on a day like this. So I'm coming towards the end of my inland trip now, I think today. The weather's so good, and walking along the beach like this, I'm just desperate to get in the sea. So I'm going to finish off my pineapple rum drink, and then I'm just going to go in because I can't wait any longer. It's obviously called White Beach because of the unbelievable white sand. It's one of the best beaches I've ever been on. The sea's quite calm at the moment, but it's been quite wavy the last few days, which is always fun to play in. Even as an adult, I still can't resist playing in waves, but you just got to avoid all the sellers on the beach. People asking if you want to go surfing or if you want to rent one of the boats. And my new favourite phrase has become hindi po, which basically means like no thank you, politely. Just walk around saying hindi po, hindi po. And the language in the Philippines is called Tagalog, so I know quite a few phrases now and words, which has been helpful whilst I've been going out and about. Yeah, what a place. Definitely is paradise. Can't be better. Seeing as I was staying right on White Beach, I had to sit out and tried 2 different enchiladas. This is basically a donut with cheese on top, and I wanted to compare these different recipes. I had bought some bite-sized ones in Manila, which I actually preferred as they were delicious. Shortly after, I wanted to stay right where I was and relax. I had access to this amazing beach and sea in front of me, so I just wanted an afternoon to swim and chill in the sun. When it's like this, I couldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. Later on, I got caught up in an unexpected parade. I later found out that it was a parade to celebrate tourism and key parts of Filipino history. Any little surprise event like this is always interesting and a fun way to end the day. It's hard to overstate the beauty of Boracay, from its stunning landscapes to its perfect white beaches and its thriving, colourful coral reefs. Boracay has enhanced my love of the Philippines even more, and this is a destination I'll hold with me forever. If you ever get the chance to go, grab it with both hands. Check out some more of my videos and subscribe to the channel.